Friday, and I am here to rescue you. I've got some information that you are going to love to hear about. I talked a couple days ago and I said, hey, listen, I don't think that there's going to be a government program that's going to come out and save us and rescue everybody and rescue our real estate market. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm not, I don't know, but I'm just hearing a buzz that's happening out there in Washington, D.C. I've been reading articles, I've seen video clips on the web about certain things that have been talked about in the inner sanctums of the White House and the where the congressmen and senators meet. They're talking about a $15,000 tax credit, and they're talking about it for every buyer, and they're talking about it without income limitations. So is there a chance that this might happen? There's a small chance. I believe that it is talk at this point so that senators can get their name in neon lights in front of their, constituents in their specific states, so they look like the good guy for a period of time so they can get reelected. That's my own personal opinion, but I have a little bit of a jaded view there. But the reality of it is that I just don't think that there are the monies available to do a first time or a home buyer credit at a larger scale. The reason I say that is that the first time home buyer credit started out with a budget of $3 billion to complete the first time home buyer credit for the year for $8,000. So that started as a $3 billion budget for that program. It is up to $8 billion and we're not done yet. So we've overspent in that area because more people took advantage of that credit than what everybody thought was going to happen. Now, this program, very similar to this program, happened in 1975. There was a tax credit given when the housing market was in a slump. At that point, the tax credit was $2,000. Now, if you factor in inflation and you factor in, just the change in what our money's worth and from 1975 to 2009, that tax credit for $2,000 is equivalent to a tax credit of $15,000. And that's the data that a lot of these guys are using to compare it to, is that when that credit for $2,000 was given in 1975, it jump-started our problem back in 75. So they're thinking, okay, let's throw some more money at this thing and see what happens. Well, my belief is that the problem with that is that you are going to make our real estate market dependent upon these credits, especially if they're that large and they're extended for this period of time. If they go out for another 24 months and they get, opened up to everybody and it's $15,000, our market is going to get used to that. And I think we're spoiled as it is because we've got rates that we've never seen before. I mean, we get so used to the minute that a rate, when I used to, when I first started in this industry, I was doing fixed rates on FHA loans at 9%. Okay. Now, a lot of people have been in the business longer than I have, and they say, I had a loan on my house for 15%. I don't know what you're talking about. 9% is great. But when we hit, 5% and 5.5%, and it has been there for the last, 4 or 5 years, people got used to that, and we're spoiled. So we think that anything over 5.875 is a crazy lunacy, the rate that shouldn't even exist. We've got rates in the 4s now. And we are getting used to that kind of environment. Now, the same thing can happen when you've got, these incentives. If they're not just for first-time home buyers, there will be a huge influx of buyers that come into the marketplace because if it's opened up to everybody, and we'll see a really big kick in the pants at first. Then, as time goes on, people will say, I think the market's going to do this or that. I'm not going to move right now because I got another 20 months to get this credit. I'm going to wait till see what happens. If I can get it for lower, I'm going to do it. Too much time on this tax credit is going to make us lazy and sloppy. What we need to do is we need to extend it, but my belief is that the best situation for this tax extension is leave it for the first-time home buyers, potentially open it up to everybody. I don't know. It's a mixed bag to me because, you are going to have a jump start there, but it could create a national debt situation that is overwhelming. I mean, already we have to take into consideration that our kids are going to be coughing up, 35-40% of their paychecks to pay for what we are fixing right now. So, keep that in mind too, that the next generation, and they are not very far behind, and we are going to be paying for this going forward. So the more money we spend now, there's no way possible that there can be promises made that we're going to spend all this money and taxes won't go up. It's impossible because, well, it's just impossible. So, do the math. It doesn't take much to figure that out. So if that's the case, then we have to strike a balance between a national debt level and taxpayers footing the bill versus jump-starting our economy. We can't be so single-minded that we just say, you know what, we need a credit, let's get $15,000, give it to everybody, let's turn this real estate market around. That would be great if you didn't have to pay it back, but we got to pay it back, guys. And when we do, and you look at your paycheck in 3 or 4 years and you go, wow, why is that so low? I was making X amount of dollars a month before. Oh yeah, that new thing kicked in where I have to pay back all that money I borrowed? Dang, that sucks. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to face here coming up when this whole thing changes and, you know, things get back to normal. That normal is going to cost us money. So keep that in mind if you're, you know, when you support these things. I support the stimulus. I continue to, you know, say that HR 2801 is the best crafted bill because it does open it up to everybody. It does remove the income restrictions, but it keeps that credit at $8,000. My belief is the best situation is to extend it only for 6 more months because that will create an incentive on the buyer's parts to get out there and get these homes bought and start to turn the marketplace to moving on its own and to move, you know, people that are on the fence, get them out there, give them the opportunity, if those are right on the edge, to take advantage of it and give those people who are on the fence the opportunity to make a decision and move forward. This way, it will create the urgency that we need to get the market jump-started, to shock that dying patient on the hospital bed, get that heartbeat going again, and get us up moving, and then pull it away in 6 months, and then assess the situation. See where you're at that point. Because if you pull it away and it's been too soon, it's super easy to put it back in place. But you want to make sure that you're doing the economy the right thing, the people the right thing, and the future the right thing. You don't want to overdo it here and then we turn into a overtaxed, you know, people down the road. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you an idea about what I was thinking about in terms of the tax credits. So the next couple of weeks you're going to hear a lot about this because a lot of bills are being thrown around. A lot of ideas are being thrown around now because it is becoming an urgent matter. I also wanted to talk about the first-time home buyer and the poll question that's been up all week. And I really believe that the first-time home buyer is where the market is at. They have nothing to lose. You know, they don't have you know, any equity to lose as far as, you know, sellers out there. They have only you know, wealth to gain by buying a house. So, you know, focus on that first-time buyer because even if rates go up and prices go down, they're not affected. Even if rates go down and prices go up, they're not affected. Tax credit or no tax credit, you know, there's a statistic out there that says 94% of millionaires in America got that way by owning real estate. So there really isn't any downside to someone purchasing a property regardless of when they jump into the game. Whether they're getting the credit, they're not getting the credit, or they're getting a rate at 4.5% or they're getting a rate at 6.5%. Everything is relative. And if rates go up, prices will go down. And if rates go down farther, prices will go up because it's all a matter of what somebody can qualify for. So next week I'll talk more about how to direct your marketing towards that first-time home buyer and make that marketplace earn you some money. So have a great weekend. Thanks for watching and clicking. Email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again. I'll see you Monday.
People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on